Greetings and salutations. It's David Duford at davidduford.com, home of the best final expense sales training you're ever going to get, amongst other kind of insurance sales too. Now, specifically what we're going to be talking about today are the top 10 insurance companies that sell final expense for the year 2019. So I'm putting this video together to help those of you who are thinking about getting into final expense and wonder what carriers you should begin to focus on in your efforts to market and successfully sell final expense life insurance. So we're going to get right to the point, and I'm going to give you a few highlights with each of these carriers that make them my top 10 picks. None of these carriers are any particular order. These are just my favorite 10 out of the several dozen types of final expense companies that are out there. First pick on the list is Trinity Life or Family Benefit. Same company, different name, depends on the states. This is a small company, but boy, does this product really rock. So let me give you a few of the highlights of the product. So first of all, prices are super competitive. You're usually going to see them in the top 5 of most of your major carriers. The underwriting is fantabulous. You've got the ability to write people who take insulin, who started over 40 as level coverage. There's a 2-year look back on most health issues like cancer and heart issues. And the phone interview is super easy to use. I highly recommend them for my new agents and experienced agents to be a core carrier to use because you get the decision on the phone line, you get competitive pricing, so you don't get a lot of replacements. Very valuable carrier to use. Number 2 is AIG or American General. Simply put, AIG right now at this time is the premier guaranteed issue carrier on the market. Every other guaranteed issue carrier out there tends to pay less or pay only as earned, or has some sort of issues with compensation that makes it not a really good, valuable player. AIG is great. They take direct express, they take bank drafts, and they pay decently and they advance. Everything you need as a final expense producer to do some heavy damage and to make a little money too. Number 3, Mutual of Omaha. Great company, great competitive rates. Underwriting is okay, but you can't deny the brand name effect that Mutual of Omaha has. If you talk to anybody 65, 70 or older, they're all going to remember Wild Kingdom, I think it was called, from Mutual of Omaha, some old animal show and back in the day, these old people. But they recollect Mutual of Omaha pretty in a good manner. And the product's great too. Great e-app process. You don't necessarily have to do a phone interview, and they really are good for your healthy people. Number 4 on the list is Transamerica. This has been a favored company by me for many years. Many of you wily agents know them as Transamendment, and that's why I caution you new agents to write Transamerica as a primary carrier, because Transamendment, it signifies or is used jokingly because Transamerica's application is usually 2 or 3 times longer than the other ones on here. So there's more signatures, more dates, more areas to screw up. And if you don't get everything right, they'll send the application back and require you to get an amendment form to complete it. That takes time out of the field, that takes time out of making more sales, and it bogs you down administratively, which can be a burden. But I like Transamerica because they take so many conditions so many other carriers won't. A short list of examples include COPD, first day full coverage, 1-year look back on most major heart issues so you can get standard pricing, no height weight chart. They also do, what else? Take Coumadin and warfarin, even isosorbide under certain conditions. And they take direct express. And they're really good price. So there's a lot to like about Transamerica, which is why you would definitely want to have them. Number 6 is Colombian Life. I include Colombian Life because they're not necessarily the most competitive, although they have introduced a new product that is more competitive under their final expense repertoire that would make them a little more competitive in the range of, say, Mutual of Omaha or Trinity. But they're a great product for a lot of different agencies. They love them. There's great high renewals on their products for agents, and there's no telephone interview required in order to work with them now, so they're kind of useful in that regards. Number 7 is Standard Life and Casualty. This is one of my favorite low-price leader companies. It actually has pretty moderately flexible underwriting. The biggest drawback to Standard Life and Casualty is that if you have somebody who's disabled, you're not going to get them coverage because that's a knockout question. So if they receive disability compensation, not going to work. But if they're healthy and they don't, or they're just retired and receive Social Security, boy, their prices usually knock everybody out, and they're a great low price buster or price buster to use when you're trying to replace existing overpriced coverage with a better overall price. Also, excellent smoker rates, especially for men. Number 8 is Life Shield, very much like Standard Life and Casualty with a slightly little better pricing. They're a little bit more tighter on underwriting, but there are going to be circumstances where, again, you're used as a price buster to get you a better deal and are very good to use in the state standard life and casualty is not. Number 9 is a surety. A surety has a great e-app process, especially if you sell over the phone, that can be very useful. I like to sell them when I have somebody who is either a healthy smoker, very good smoker rates, or also if they have COPD and they don't smoke. You can get level preferred rates that you can't find anywhere else. And number 10 is Security National, Old Faithful, great company, 2-year look back on most issues. It has a really good competitively priced graded 2-year waiting period product. Simple application, great e-app process, very competitive rates, especially for smokers. Great products all around. My recommendation for you new guys is to pick 3 of these to get started. That's what I do with my agents. We pick 3 that best fit them in the state that they live in. And then as we progress, we start to add these other carriers as we go in order to complete and well-round their overall product offerings. I do hope you enjoyed this quick overview of what I prefer or what I consider to be the top 10 final expense carriers for agents in 2019. If you have any carriers you have to ask questions about and you want some insight on, feel free to comment below, like this video, subscribe if you haven't. If you're interested in working with any of these carriers or working with me personally, go to daviddufour.com, click on the Work with David's Agency link, and then go through the process there. And if everything sounds good, set a time up to speak with me, and we'll talk about the process of working mutually together. Dave Dufour is my name, daviddufour.com's website, and we'll see you next time. See you, bye.